Cooks in the Kitchen. Today is a summer holiday and I woke up this morning thinking, I know what I want to have when we have a couple people over, that's deviled eggs. So to make the deviled eggs, so one of the great things that came into my life was this Ninja Foodi. It does a gazillion features, and one that's really good is the pressure cooker to make hard-boiled eggs, which of course we need for deviled eggs or egg salad sandwiches, whatever. So let me show you how this works. So here's our Ninja Foodi. See, it's got all these things that it does. I'm going to start with a cup of water. Like that. I'm going to put in my eggs in here on the tray. I'm just doing 8 of them. I was going to do 7, but I don't like odd-numbered eggs. I have a problem. I might need to seek help. Okay, there's my eggs. I'm gonna make sure they're not really touching. Okay, now we have to use the pressure lid and make sure that it is on seal. It's Venter seal. I'm gonna put this on here. Oh, wait. There were arrows. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it on the pressure setting, was that right here? And I'm gonna do it for 5 minutes. Hit the start button. Okay, so now this is going to build up its pressure, and then it's gonna click off those 5 minutes. And then we have a thing to do when that happens. Okay, so it's been maybe like 5 minutes or so, maybe 10, I don't know, that pressure is built up. And now the clock is ticking back from the 5 minutes of pressure cooking. Okay, that's the 5 minutes of pressure cooking. So now at this point, take something other than your hand. Okay, that's the 5 minutes on that. I'm gonna just turn this thing off now. And we're gonna be really careful lifting this lid because there's gonna be a whole bunch of condensation on the top of it. Woo! Yeah, good thing they're not, yeah, okay. So put that in here so I don't mess with it. Now I've got a bowl of water and ice cubes. We're gonna set these right in here so that stops the cooking. Let those cool for a couple minutes before we go further, but the main thing here is they're going to peel really easily. Okay, just like that. These kind of tongs are actually the thing to get to. Got these off of Amazon, and there was 3 sizes, so they're really good for not ruining your stuff. Okay, I had these in the ice water for like maybe 5 minutes. Just a little bit of touch now. Not to get all the ice out there. Okay. So the eggs have sort of a fat end and a pointy end. And this fat end's going to have a little air pocket in there. It's really a crazy thing. Thank you, YouTube, for helping me discover that. So here's the fat end. When you lift it up, you can see that there's a little dent right there. See that has a little space? It makes it a little easier to get the peels started. Oops. Rinse off those pieces. See the little, there. Okay, here's the real test. We're gonna give these a slice and see how they look on the inside. Look at that, perfect. They shouldn't have gray around the circle. When you've done that, you've overcooked them a little bit. And nice bright yolks.
Looks perfect.
So there's our hard-boiled egg. So I've sliced all my eggs. I did 8 of them here for this. Wait, 8, yeah. Did 8, so that gets plenty of halves. Now we're gonna take the yolk out. You see how nice those came out with the no gray around the outside. Watch out.
And the yolks just pop right
The
out.
yolks just pop out. So that's the part that's good, is if I can just get them to go without busting up my egg, because those are going to be my little cups for stuff. That one didn't go as good as the other one did. Trial and error. There. Then I have to decide what I'm gonna. Oh, that worked really good. Come on, let's go. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna use for my filling, because this is kind of like just whatever your filling is out, you're feeling. Whatever you want. This is exciting.
It's fun watching them pop out.
It is kind of, if I can get them to go right too. Oh yeah, now we got it. Took me a minute to figure out what I was doing, I guess. Just pushing from the back. They just pop right out. Boink. Okay. Now, let's see here. Okay, let's get ready to make our filling for the deviled eggs. So I just have the yolks in here. I'm gonna try to mash them up as finely as I can, because we're gonna make a creamy thing, I hope. Let's see. Now, one thing about deviled eggs is I have been known to make a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs and just keep in the refrigerator and maybe, you know, put them on a salad or something. Or I have even made, just taken 2 eggs and made deviled eggs to eat for lunch, because, you know, some of us are huge fans of deviled eggs. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Make it super fine crumbs. Okay, so now we're gonna add whatever you want to this. I'm gonna start with some mayonnaise so that I can get this all nice and smooth. We happen to be using some Dukes, but you know, whatever you have. I don't know how much I'm gonna need, because it's just something you do till it's right. So it's probably gonna be maybe 3 tablespoons, I don't know. We'll mix this and see what we get. Just want it to be a nice creamy, but not too creamy consistency. Yep, I'm gonna need a little bit more, I think. We'll see. Probably a spoon would work better. I'm still wanting to make sure I get the yolks chopped up pretty good though. Okay, before I add any more mayonnaise, I'm gonna add, I have a couple other wet ingredients, so we'll do that first. Now, I like to use just your regular old Yeller mustard. You can use Dijon. A friend of mine uses dried mustard. It's just whatever you like. I just am a fan, and I'm making these the way I want, obviously. I'm just a fan of things that have a nice tang to them. This also makes it nice and bright yellow. So I'm just gonna do a squirt of mustard in here. That's probably like a tablespoon. And I'm also gonna put a little bit of sweet relish in here. If you want, you can chop up your own pickles, or you can leave the pickles out. I can't even remember what I use for this, but this will be fine. A little sweet mixed in there. Okay, a couple tablespoons of that. That'll probably make it a good consistency. I think some people like chopped olives. Whatever tickles your pickle. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Oh, I didn't get the pepper out. Just a smidge. That. I got it. Just add a little pinch of pepper. kind of a big pinch. And I'm gonna throw a little paprika in here. You could also do garlic powder, onion powder. Might make it a funny color, we'll see. Paprika is also really good to garnish on top when you're all done. That looks the perfect consistency. See how it's a little gloopy, but that way it'll stay in there better. Okay.
Can you turn your mustard container and your relish jar so the label faces us so we can see what you used?
Well, we're using a fancy
There we go.
Winco brand.
Yeah.
And a fancy Winco brand.
Yeah, sweet relish. There you go.
Sweet relish.
Thank you.
Okay. Now for the fun part. My mom always just spooned the stuff into the eggs, and I wish I'd have known this easy way of piping it. So all you need is a plastic little sandwich bag. We're gonna put this in here somehow. Let's see. And get it in there without wasting any. Put it all in here. So I looked up what the deviled egg means, and deviled in the old Oxford Dictionary apparently meant spicy and boiled and spicy. So we boil the eggs and then we add spices, I guess. Okay. Now, I want to try to get this into one of the corners. I guess I don't know if I need to seal it or not. We'll see. We'll do it. So you get it into the corner, like this. And then I'm going to cut off the little tip, like this, with scissors, maybe. There, like that. And then, hope for the best. This could take a little practice sometimes, but then we can just do like that. Never quite sure how much you're gonna need, so I'm always willing to go back and put more. It usually comes out just right. You can tell I'm not a professional piper.
They get it to work so well on the British baking show.
Yeah, they do. They do a lot more practice. But this just usually comes out looking so much nicer than spooning it in there, and it's just so much easier too. Almost done. Listen to the piano player while I do this. That's almost perfect amount. Last little bit, come on. Okay. There. That looks pretty good. A couple of them look a little shy of being full, but it's not too bad. So now our next thing is going to be to just garnish these guys. Put them on a tray and we're good. One more. Okay. Let's go out to the garden and find some edible flowers to put on our eggs to be pretty. You can see we're in full wonder here right now. So this is chives, and these make really nice garnishes. I'm just going to grab a whole one of these, and then you can pull them off to decorate. And then I think the blue from the borage is going to be really a nice contrast, so I'm going to get a bunch of these. This is totally an edible flower. Oop, I ruined that one. They kind of take over the garden sometimes. Ooh. Yeah, bees love them. Okay. Get some culinary tweezers.
Just like the professionals.
Yep. Okay. There. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let's try one without the garnish on it. I'm just gonna eat the one that looked weird, like this one. Okay, my favorite thing. Mmm. Nice and creamy. The relish gives you just a little bit of crunch and tang. It's so good. I could eat all these myself, I swear. So, thanks for watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm sober. Button down there on the bottom of the video. And we'll see you next time.